Hey everybody, this is a neat little model demonstration of how we breathe. So when we think of breathing, we might think that when we contract a muscle to breathe, it should shorten things, because when you contract, that means to shorten. But really what you're doing is, when you're breathing, is you're making more space in your thoracic cavity. So this glass jar is representing your thoracic cavity. Those two balloons, the red one and the yellow one, those are representing your lungs. This plunger at the bottom, the rubber part, that's representing your diaphragm. Your lungs are not muscular, so your lungs themselves cannot bring air in or out on their own. They cannot cause inhalation or exhalation. You need to cause inhalation and exhalation with the muscle, and the major muscle of breathing is the diaphragm. It's the muscle that separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity. So watch what happens. Right now, the balloons aren't really inflated, pretty loose. If I contract my diaphragm, in other words, it's starting rested, curved up, and when it contracts, it's going to press down. Watch what happens to the balloons. They inflate. Deflate, exhalation, inflate, we're inhaling. There is a hole in the top here to represent, our mouth and nose, so that air can come in and out. The reason for this is because when we contract our diaphragm at rest, our thoracic cavity is a certain volume. When we contract our diaphragm, we're increasing the volume of our thoracic cavity. When you increase volume, you're decreasing pressure. So now the pressure inside of those lungs have decreased. Air flows from high to low pressure. There's higher pressure in the atmosphere, there's lower pressure in the thoracic cavity. So air is going to want to go into the lungs. Inhalation, exhalation. Inhalation, exhalation. So with normal quiet breathing, all we need is the diaphragm. Diaphragmatic breathing, quiet breathing, same thing. If you're breathing normally, you're at rest, you're using diaphragmatic, quiet breathing. To breathe in, you contract your diaphragm. To breathe out, you relax your diaphragm. So exhalation for quiet breathing is a passive process. You don't need to do anything. You just relax. So we can see this in a model. We unfortunately don't have a moving model like we do here, but we can see how the diaphragm at rest is curved. You can see it's following this curvature. That forms this ridge here in the lungs, and also, if you recall, with our skeleton, it forms a border with the ribs as well. So the diaphragm, curved muscle. If it flattens out, we're increasing the size of the thoracic cavity, decreasing pressure, so air will flow in. When it relaxes, we breathe out. That's for quiet breathing. If we want to breathe harder, we can use our diaphragm to breathe in harder, but we can use other muscles as well. To breathe in deeper, we can use our sternocleidomastoid, as well as scalenes, which we haven't discussed. But this one that connects, it's cut here, connects both to the sternum and the clavicle. That's the sternocleidomastoid. We can use that muscle to breathe in deeply. And we can use, here are the ribs. In between the ribs, you can see that there are two layers. These are external intercostals, and these are internal intercostals. Intercostal means between the ribs. The external intercostals can be used to forcefully breathe in. External intercostals can be used to forcefully breathe in. That very thin layer of muscle right there. To forcefully breathe out, we can use the internal intercostals. Internal intercostals to forcefully breathe out. It compresses the chest. We can also use our abdominal muscles. This is the interior of the abdomen. So here's our transverse abdominis. Internal obliques are over here. Internal obliques are going up and in. External obliques are going down and in. This is a slightly deeper dissection. And our rectus abdominis. So rectus abdominis, external obliques, internal obliques, transverse abdominis, and internal intercostals. We can use all those muscles to forcefully breathe out. And that, of course, goes here. All right, that is a quick primer on how we breathe and what muscles we use. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.